Good day, YouTube, and welcome once again to Bishop's Blast. I'm your host. I go by the name of Dr. Mebane, where I dive into what I consider a sanitized version of a YouTube channel, talking about all things firearms related. Now, I'm not a subject matter expert by any stretch of the imagination, just an old-retired Navy guy who loves God and has quite the affinity for all things that go boom. At this time, do me a real quick favor. Once again, I need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me. And for all of you that have already done so, I thank you immensely for continuing to help me chronicle my 2A journey. And I'm praying that we're having a blast together. Now, since I'm already asking for those favors, once again, go ahead and do me that favor. And that's right, hit that like button and share it with someone, so that we can be able to get this information as far and wide as we possibly can. And for that, I'm gonna need you. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in to another edition of Bishop's Blast. So go ahead, come on, let's get it in. Today we're gonna chronicle something a little bit different. I never go specifically on a set brand of a firearm, and I really wanted to kind of highlight one of those today. And it's not one of the ones that I readily utilize, but it's one of the ones that I've kind of started to build quite a liking for. And I've had some and I stopped using them, but I just want to highlight the reason why I like this brand specifically. And I am not a brand loyalist by all stretch of the man. I don't want anybody to believe that I'm not a fanboy to any specific brand. Check the wall, check the safe. I'll go as far as wide as possible. Now, there are certain ones that do it better for me. So when it comes down to concealed carry guns, there's certain ones that I like more. But when it comes down to certain home defense guns, there's certain ones that do it for me. Different calibers, different types, different styles. The list can go on and on, but I just wanted to kind of highlight one specific brand, if you will, and tell you the reason why I kind of like them and they kind of grown on me. And the brand that I want to talk to you about is Canik, or for some that have more sophisticated linguistic ability, let's say Canik. I wanted to talk about this brand because it was one of the things that I looked into for firearms that really wasn't something that was going to break the bank. But when it came down to a reliability perspective and a shootability perspective, they were kind of getting all the checks in the block. So I did my little research. I looked into some of them, and I just wanted to share with you a few of the ones that I picked up and why I picked them up and what that did, what that meant to me. And one of the first ones that I want to show to you for today is this is Canik's TP9SA. This is Canik's TP9SA. And let me again show you. That's right. It is clear. Safe direction and shoot. This is Canik's TP9SA. This is, and I love the color, but this is a polymer frame striker. Fired pistol, chambered in the great almighty, as far as I'm concerned, 9mm, and I really do like it. The color was the thing that drew it to me, because at the time I only owned black firearms and I needed something else. Realistically, I'm looking for some OD green. That's the missing link in my collection. I need an OD green. But this one, I really enjoyed it. And the reason why I shot it more than I thought I was going to shoot it, and it's going to be an underlining theme with the few Caniks or Caniks that I'm going to share with you, mainly is because of the out-of-the-box trigger. The price is a selling point. All that comes in the box, another good selling point. The fact of its reliability, being able to take it down, put it back together, all of those good selling points. But the thing that really did it for me, I'm talking about for me to continue to want to take it to the range and continue to shoot it, it was the trigger. Without doing any modifications, the one thing about it that I love was, on this one specifically, it wasn't just the initial trigger, which the initial trigger is pretty good, relatively light, pulling back, there was a little stumble before the wall, but when I get to the wall, it's a real distinct wall. The one thing about it is that that reset is ridiculous. So for those that want to get more shots on target as fast as possible, the reset on this is amazing. So not only were there so many other selling points that made me have to get it, but once I took it to the range and started to shoot it, man, I was hook, line, and sinker. Now, my problem was I wasn't gonna carry this, and I had other home defense guns that also already fit the bill for me. Honestly, even the home defense gun, and I'm not gonna, they're gonna remain nameless at this point in time, that I still kept at this time. It's since changed also, but the one that I kept, it didn't even have a trigger as good as this, but everything else was as good. So I just did a trigger job to it to make everything else catch up. But this, the trigger out of the box, never changed anything about it. Never had an issue. Flawless. Canik's TP9 SA. I'm telling you, it's a winner. You can change the back straps to it depending on the size of your hand, but Canik, it did it for me. Now, once again, I already had a home defense gun and I wasn't gonna carry this, but Canik messed around and came up with a firearm that I can carry, and it just happened to be Canik's Mete MC9. That's right, Canik's Mete MC9. And once again, of course, this firearm is clear, safe direction, and shoot the Canik Mete MC9. Before I get to the size, because it worked for me. The sights were good sights, metal sights. I'm a polymer frame striker fired pistol kind of guy. However, I do like metal sights. You know, what if I wanted to rack it off my belt or rack it off something else? This actually also comes optic ready. I don't have an optic on it. And I was and I wasn't. And then I found something else that I was going to carry. But I'm probably one day going to throw an optic on it just because. But I love this. The SA, let me find. The SA comes in 18 round mag capacity. not bad for home defense gun. This one, actually, the Flush Fate one comes in a 12 round capacity. It's flush. Also, there's another one that has an extended grip. So for all of you, I think my hand still makes it. My fingers are still on it. My pinky is still yet hanging on there on this. So I'm good with this. Barely good, but I'm good. But it also comes with an extension, and this one has 15 rounds. Man, so it's actually a carry firearm that feels full sizes now in the hand. And I love the stippling goes all the way down and matches even to this small frame Mete. Now, another thing that I like about Canik, they I didn't have to sit up there and go back and try to figure out how many other mags I got. Remember that Canik Mete SFT, not the Mete, but the SFT, this 18 round capacity also fits in the Mete MC9. I don't like the stick hanging out, look towards it, but if I needed to, this thing that only had 12 and then it had 15, now I'm running 18 out of the same firearm, and this handles relatively well. Hardly no felt recoil. I even like the stippling on the front of the trigger guard. I really enjoyed this. So something had to come far and wide to stop me. And once again, the thing that allowed me to keep it the most and continue to utilize it was, once again, that trigger. Now, where this SFT had a little creep, this Mete has no creep, goes straight to the wall. I don't like the fact that the wall is so far back, but it goes all the way back to the wall, distinct wall, then it breaks. But that reset, tactile, audible, it's amazing. Out of the box, never changed, nobody modified it. It works. Far back when it comes down to the pull. I really wish the pull wasn't so far back, but outside of that, the Canik Mete MC9, it's doing it, and it did it for me. And if it wasn't for the fact that there was another firearm that actually had more of a round capacity and had just as good of a trigger, I'd probably still be rocking the Mete MC9. Now, but this was a good carry gun, and in a pinch, I'll still grab it and carry it from time to time. I actually have it in one of my hideaways, so if I had to grab one real quick, this is one of the ones that I would grab. Now, last but not least, remember, when I grabbed this SFT, I said, man, it would do it for me, but I did have some issues as far as the creep, and I found other things that would work for a home defense gun better. This did it for me. However, I found more round capacity with a relatively equally as good trigger in something else. Doesn't matter what it was, even though I still would use this. I went back home defense, and I decided, because that Mete MC9 was so good, I went and said, if the SFT and the Mete MC9 was to have a kid, what would it look like? I'm glad that you asked, because it's the Mete SFT. Yes, this is crazy, and this has a threaded barrel. So if you wanted to put something on here to dampen the sound, it has lightning cuts. Let me show you something real quick. Make sure this is safe and clear. Safe direction shoot. I really love this. It came with the magwell, so when it comes down to loading this thing, it's a breeze to load this. If you look at the magazine release, it is extended. It is so user friendly. I like the fact that the barrel on this thing is fluted. For a gun of this price, it came with all the bells and whistles. So you know I had to throw a hollow sun on here. A shake and wait, grab it, and I'm ready to go. And this thing, due to the fact that it co-witnesses, man, right out the box, it just seemed to work exceptionally well for me. And once again, let me grab the magazine for the other SFT. It works and it fits, and that's flush. That's super flush. And where's the one that goes to this one? And here has a little bit of an extension hanging out of it with a nice grip that if you had to rip it out, that also works. Works very well with this. And last but not least, the one thing I want to show you is the trigger on this. So when you pull it, it doesn't go back half as far as the SFT or the Mete MC9. And it has a distinct wall, no creep. Once again, audible, tactile, a trigger, reset that is just as quick as the rest of them. Man, this is a keeper. So I'm not even gonna cap. Realistically, this is one of the ones that's somewhere around the domicile. If I had to grab it because something went bump in the night, it's ready to roll. So I'm not mad at all with the Canik Mete. And this one specifically, this SFT, it does it for me. It looks like a firearm that costs way more than it did. Don't really talk prices, but man, you're not gonna get too much bang for your buck than you are with this one. And I'll be honest with you, so Canik, you got my attention. And you got some metal frames that are out there too? That's right, I'm looking. I'm trying to see what I can do. But I am a fan. Not a fanboy, but I'm a fan of Canik and what they've been doing specifically. Talk to everybody else. Your packaging is impeccable. The reliability is stand up, and at the same point in time, your trigger out the box. Everybody, you're on notice. Canik's setting the bar. You know how Glock was doing it? Canik setting the bar, and it's time for everybody else to stand up. So I really just wanted to take that time and show you once again, real quick, that's the Mete SFT. This is the Mete MC9. This is the 18 round capacity from the Mete, and it still fits and it still works. I've tried it like this, even though once again I don't like that stick look, but I tried it like this, and they all run flawlessly regardless of what mag that I put into it. So Canik, celebrating you, and you're consistent. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I try to pattern my life to, consistency. So I want to thank you once again for tuning in with me for another version of Vicious Blast. We're going to get into some other safety related stuff coming up real soon, but I really wanted to highlight just a brand. Every now and then I'm going to just shout out a brand real quick. I got another one on my mind that really has been tried and true as well, that I want to get and throw at you, but this one is doing it for me. But once again, I thank you for all of you that continue to rock with me with Vicious Blast. Continue to stay tuned and be blessed.